Alright. Oh, it premiered 5 hours ago. Nice. Let's just hop in. Let's hop in. Those footsteps don't match. The footsteps are distracting. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. It seems like I'm going to be reacting at the same time doing my review, but for now, a lot of things have been distracting. Like, there's a lot of noise in this footage. The footage is not as 4Ks. I think this was shot in 1080 and blown up on a 4K timeline and just exported on the 4K timeline. That is terrible to do, man. That is terrible. It's best to downscale than to upscale. The only time that you can kind of upscale is when you're shooting, I guess, like 6K and you're upscaling it to 8K. Still, there will be, if you're doing something like that, that would be fine. But if you're doing 1080 and upscaling it to 4K, that video is not going to look crisp as in 4K like it was shot. It's going to look terrible. So if you're shooting in 1080, keep the timeline in 1080, okay? Let's keep going.
How do you...
Are you serious? See, I don't usually run ad blockers when I do these reviews, but holy shit, man. I think this is our first film that we have watched that actually has an ad going on in the middle. Oh my god, I was about to say that I thank God that no one has ads running in the middle of their films. If you got the ad going on in the beginning and all the way to the end, that is fine. But when the film is going, please don't have ads. And oh, this guy has ads going on. All right, dude, come on, stop the ads, man. Stop it.
gain insights on your competitors and discover their best practices?
Oh my god.
You can try.
That was exactly 1 minute in. Exactly 1 minute in. All right, come on. Yeah, those footsteps are extremely distracting. No! Oh my... Shall I just start running an ad blocker? This is honestly now, this is a terrible start to today. Let's just get this over with. I'm about to butcher this film.
I love.
Alright, that's it. I can't go on. I can't. Dude, this whole freaking like 10 minutes of this whole thing here is just him on the phone on his couch texting to this other person. Like, no. And you've got ads going on in between. Hell no, I'm not sitting for this. Yo, Kevin Parker, let me tell you this, man. Whatever your game plan is, you gotta stop. You gotta stop it. Alright? I'm just telling you, man, from filmmaker to filmmaker, you gotta stop it. Alright? Stop the ads in between your film. Stop boring us in between the film. Cut to the chase. Don't upscale your freaking footage, your 1080 footage to a 4K timeline. Cause this is what happens. All this ugliness, this is what happens. Please, don't do that. Alright? Just stop. Okay, I'm moving on. I'm going to actually just leave a what? 11 likes? Yo, you got your buddies liking this? All right, I'm not gonna dislike. I don't really dislike videos. I usually don't hit them. I only like videos that I like. All right, let's just dive in. All right, there's about 4 minutes of this. That's cool. 4 minutes of torture. Let's go. I don't know if it's going to be torture. I'm just saying. That first one has kind of put me in a bad mood. So whichever films that come after, bear with me. All right, bear with me. 30 frames per second. All right, cool. Whatevs. 30 frames. Typical films are 24, 25. But all right, let's go in.
Syah, you tak boleh macam ni lah. You kena report dia.
Okay, I'm glad that ended quickly because, come on, man. But, are you serious? How is this? I'm trying to understand how people define what horror is and what thriller is. Why do people like not get that? If you say action, oh, everyone's like, "Whoa, guns blazing!" If you say comedy, oh, lots of laughter. But if you say horror, they're like, yeah. If you say thriller, they're like, yeah, tension. What? This wasn't a horror, man. Come on. What is this? Interesting concept. I mean, it was kind of interesting, but we did not get anything too interesting, seeing. A video call between two people unsuspectingly takes a turn for the worse. It does not take a turn for the worse. It just something unexpected happened, but it didn't really happen, Oh, come on. I love to see 1 minute films. They are super creative from what I have been seeing. Really interesting. So let's check it out. Okay. This was good. That's what a micro horror film is. 1 minute micro horror film. That's what it does. Makes it. I felt it. Like you felt that, right? That's what I'm talking about. This gave me the chills. Wow, that looked awesome. Seymour loved it. Thank you, Jefferson Jensen. Thank you. I'm gonna hit that thumbs up. That's what it should do. Just get straight to the point, especially if it's horror. You're supposed to feel horrifying. It's supposed to feel horrifying. That's what it is. And it's micro, so it's straight to the point within 1 minute. Done. But was it 4K though? I mean, it kind of looked 4K in this shot, but on these shots it wasn't looking 4K, but alright, cool, whatever. Let's drop our comments and see. This was great. Let's dive in.
The angel said to her, "Don't be afraid, Mary. God has shown you his grace. Listen, you will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son
I knew
of
this
the
was going
Most
to be a
High.
weird one.
The Lord God will give him the throne of King David,
I knew
his
it.
ancestor. He will rule over the people of Jacob forever, and his kingdom will..."
Oh my, come on. What's up with these films, man? Oh, thank God it's over. Oh my God. What? I always ask myself, these kind of films, are they planned? Like, did you plan these? Or like, of course you might have your underlying story that will be going on, but are these things really planned? Oh my God, man. I have mixed emotions about that one. Ready to take me to a really weird pace. It's creepy. Yo, this is the second film that we have watched that is in this kind of very weird, I don't know if I want to say the word cosmic or like abstract kind of film, but this is the second one, yo. I didn't know that these were around a lot, but seems like they're around in Reddit a lot. But alright, okay, so man. Let's get this going. Oh, what is this aspect ratio though, yo? This had better have a good excuse for this aspect ratio you got going on. Actually, did I put this? You got it in 2K. Okay. 2K, but in a very weird aspect ratio. 24. Okay. Let's take a look. Thank you, great sir. Michaela, wait, not sir, ma'am. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Thank you for this delicious short film. This was great. For your first short film, I definitely applaud you. This was good. Now, we should have started with this. Why couldn't this have been at the top of that freaking Reddit, huh? Well, why not? Why not? Oh, come on. For your first short film though, man, you really did a good job. Did a good job here. Alright, let me see. We're gonna dissect your film since you wanted some critique, right? You wanted some critique, you wanted some feedback. Let's dissect the film for a second here. Alright, first, just to put it out, it was really good. Like, it was really good and it hit a lot of good points. But I saw some places that could need some. This is nitpicking. At this moment of me speaking right now, this will be me nitpicking on the film. So you don't really have to pay attention to that or so. But you know, if you want to, this is my critique. But let's start. Overall, this film, great job. It hit a lot of great points. Everything was great. I'll get to my paper because it deserves the paper. It deserves the paper. But let's just look at what the description says. Have you ever worried about the shadows lurking in the night? Not really. Watch is my first of many films. I thank you of many. You know what? I hope that anyone who watches this enjoys it. Oof. This was really good. Yo, with a very, this was a skeleton crew that made this, man. Yo, and this person, whoever this person is, Michelle Carter too, both of you guys, the director and cinematographer, you guys did a damn good job. Damn good job. Oh, there was even on-set vision. Yo, Brandon too as well. I'll put, yo, everyone deserves this, yo. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes, that everyone that made this possible through support and contributions. I was reading subscriptions. Footage courtesy of that Nevada Elements. Yo, there was, okay, now let's start with our review. There was what the, okay. I should turn on my phone. Turn it off. There was a lot of like I said, there was a lot of good points in this film. The story, cinematography. First, let's just go with this. Let's just go through our list here. The plot, well, the themes and the tone. Oh man, just we start off so mellow, we sort of just, you know, backed off. Like, you see the camera is backed off. We're watching her coming out of her apartment and going down. We're just observing what's going on, like we are from a distance. Even when she's going to the dumpster, we're at a distance. We're just looking at her from behind, going to the dumpster, putting whatever trash that's there. But as the film progresses, that's when we start to get closer and closer to her face, to what's going on with the action and with the TV. That keeps the tension, that keeps the tone, that keeps it going. There's the change, there's the gradual change there, and that is just great. Acting wise, she did a damn good job. Who was the actor? Damn good job. I don't want to butcher your name, but I'll attempt it. Adrienne. Damn good job at acting. Freaking great. Directing and editing, dude, do I have to go there this once? Like I just mentioned, everything was just coherent. It was cohesive, like right from the beginning to the end. It just hit all those points. Music wise, great choice of music. You didn't actually do anything too distracting or put in any kind of vocal music going on. It was just a straight, simple, pulsing, what do they call those things again? It's not ambience. They don't call them ambience. Oh, I forgot what they call them, but they call them. There's a specific term used for this kind of music or ambience in the trailer world. But yeah, that was great. Just keeping it very simple and minimalistic as possible, man. Cinematography, I've already talked about this. Lighting too as well. Yo, you can tell that this cinematographer, Michelle, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I mean, look at these frames. Just last week I was speaking about every frame a painting or every frame or shot a painting, and this is a very good example of that. This was a very good example of every shot a painting. I mean, of course, you don't have to literally make every single shot a painting because of a frame. Like, I mean, it just depends. But literally, every frame or every shot that we see here, if I just keep going here, it's like a painting. It's got depth involved. You've got depth going on. I mean, look at this. We are at a distance here. Look at the separation. You've got depth. Oh man, I just wish you used. Oh man, imagine if this was shot on like a cinema camera, man. Imagine. Well, this is fine. I don't care if this wasn't even shot on a cinema camera. We don't want to be seeing details here and there and here. We just want to focus here on what's going on here. This is everything. Her and the TV. This is everything. The rest does not freaking matter. And that brings me to my next point of the aspect ratio. I'm glad you chose this aspect ratio. At first, I was skeptical. I was like, oh, you better have a good reason why you chose this aspect ratio. And now I can see why. So these people know what they're doing. Thank you. Let's just keep going with these frames here. Like, look at these frames. Look at this. Look at this composition here. Look at the depth involved in here. This was thought out. Well thought out. Look at this. We've got shadows in her face too as well when she's looking at the TV. That creates that tension. That creates that kind of... Man, do I need to go into all these details of this? This is just freaking great. Look at how we're getting closer and closer and closer, and then we're backed up for a second when she's about to leave. But then look at this, we're drawn in again. We're drawn in, literally. Oh man, this was so good. And the amount of work that they put into bringing all these old school stuffs in together and formulating that kind of story. That was great, man. That was just great. Honestly, this deserves my thumbs up. This deserves my subscription. I'm gonna subscribe to you. I can't wait for the behind the scenes, and I can't wait for more of these kind of films, man, for your first short film. Now, the only thing that I wanted to just pinpoint, this is just, like I said, this is just nitpicking, was the very first shot that we come in here. The very first shot here. This does not look too appealing, if I should say. You know, it was great that it was here. You know, we're trying to just observe what's going on initially, but I felt like this needed a little bit more depth. You know, we just got this very hot spot going on here and a very dark hallway, excuse me, going in and down the line there, and then we have a green, I don't know if this was pushed in post here or this is how the color of the light is, but Yeah, we just got this going on here, but it's just plain. It's nothing too, you know, erratic, or is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, I wish the shot was a bit different. I just wish the shot was done a bit different, because this is not really a painting. This shot cannot really be a painting, but that's pretty much it. And then the next part that I'd like to just point out was man, I don't think, if I'm to watch this again, I'll just be nitpicking, but if someone is to watch your film for a second time looking for something, you know you did a damn good job. That's for sure, because I was just already sucked into the story. Who are the two people that dislike this? Yo, what? All right, those people don't understand. They don't understand. But yeah, so another thing that I wanted to just point out was in her eyes when she's looking at the TV. This is just a very technical visual effects stuff, but nitpicking once again. In her eyes when the TV is turned on. At this moment, the TV is turned on, but we don't really see any reflections in her eyes. We do get a little bit of the bounce of the TV light going on. I don't know if, like I said, you guys probably did on-set visual effects and post-production visual effects, I'm sure. If not, then you know, if it was all on set and all practical, then this is what you want to be looking at. Stuff like this, the glare in her eyes, and a little bit of the flicker of the TV on her. Because back in the day, those TV, they were bright, and they were just, you know, they were all over the place. Like, it was a harsh light, you know. But nowadays, with smart TVs and everything, and it just can detect the amount of light that's going on in your room and just match with that, or you know, go with that. But anyways, that's just pretty much it, man. The rest was pretty damn good, even all the way to the end, like right here, all the way to the end. Freaking great. And this is just what brought it in. Look at how the camera just moves straight in there. Like, we don't need to cut. I'm glad they did not cut that. I'm glad they did not go to the next shot. It just kept in that shot straight to the TV, so we can see the reflection very clearly there. It was just done so well. So well. And the camera person, whoever the camera operator is, did not even go too close, you know, to be in the frame or to be in the reflection. Just where it's perfect, where she's clearly shown there, and just the outline of the monster is just there. Freaking great. Let's leave a comment and move on. This was great. All right, let's go.
Hurricane is closing in on Hawaii this morning. 180 miles. And packing winds of 145 miles.
Dangerously close to the...
Man, this wasn't great, and it wasn't good. Okay. If I have to explain why in detail, we will be sitting here for over an hour. But here's what I'm gonna do, Noah. I'm gonna tell you this. A few tips, a few pointer. Alright. The story wasn't good. First of all, we have a guy that's in his house. He's trying to get pizza rolls and just warm it up, and then all of a sudden the storm, because of the storm, there's a blackout, and then there's this skeleton that is walking around and trying to kill him. Okay, good. You know what? Horror films, short horror films, are very simple in their story. Some of them are complex, but this was very simple, right? Very, very simple. But the execution of that was not the best. It was not good. I don't know if this was shot on the phone or whatever camera it was shot on, but yeah, it wasn't the best. Visually, fine. It wasn't the best visually, but in terms of execution too as well, it wasn't too great. First of all, I already mentioned about the audio thing, that if you have your audio points and your audio is cut up like that, after every single cut of your audio, the beginning and the end, which is your heads and the tail of your audio clip, you've got to fade it in and fade it out, even though it's just for a couple of frames. Or else we're going to start hearing that pop in when the audio is moving forward like that. We're going to hear those pops. So fade it in and fade it out. Add a constant gain or constant power, or if you're on Final Cut or DaVinci, I believe, right? Just pull those fade handles just a little bit. I just pulled them just a little bit. Also, the editing and the pacing was not the best. You could have cut this down to even about 2 minutes. Cut this down to about 2 minutes and see how that goes. Just cut it down to about 2 minutes. And I guess just a little bit more juice at the end, because we just see the arm open the door and that's it. We need a little more juice. We need a little more meat, you know. If you're saying this is supposed to be horror, give us the horror. Make us feel horrific for this guy, you know. Make us feel that. So that's what I'm gonna say, Noah. Just yeah, that's it. That's what I'm gonna say. I made a short horror film almost a year ago with minimum views. I personally don't think it's that bad at all. Let me know. Shit. If you're saying that about your film, then it probably is bad. If a lot of people are saying your film is bad, then your film probably is bad. Let's check it out and see. All right. Shot on Sony A7S with Rokinon Cine lenses. That ending, it just left me dry. It was mellow. The ending was a bit mellow. Please ignore the labels part 1 in the beginning and the end. Okay, so thank you for making that clear, because if this was a part 1 and this is an ongoing series, this was not a good start to your series, man. This was not. As our characters come to the end of his day, as our character comes to the end of his day, you need a comma there. He is confronted with the curse that lies upon his house number 4. But how the hell do we know that? How the hell will we know that if you don't show us? You did not show us that the house is haunted. If you don't tell us that the house is haunted, how are we supposed to know that the house is haunted? And what the hell is this scene here when he comes up the stairs and literally passes by the monster, I guess? The monster is right there. This is the same shot. How do you not see? Come on. You could have done something better than that. Come on. All right, well, I'm gonna tell you this, Derek, all right, here's my review to your film, right? The very first thing that I'm going to say for sure is your ending did not really, it didn't hit the right spot. Let me say, your ending did not hit the right spot. Very specifically too about this, let's say your ending here, if she's supposed to be like a curse or something from another kind of world, at least give it's not a cliche to have her with a long black nail or even with a long red nails or with bloody hands or something. Let us feel like this is someone else that is out of this world, or something that we regular humans, aka him, does not understand. Make us feel like that, because this hands and the face too as well, it looks human. The hair looks human. Everything looks human. So is this a curse or is this a human? Is this a joke or is this horror? You get what I'm saying? So the ending just kind of left it dry for me. Your pacing too as well. I will also say this about your pacing. Speed it up a bit. Not a lot of it. is going on. Not a lot of emotional stuff is going on. There's not a lot of pivotal moments or turning points going on in your story. So speed up the story a little bit. Speed it up and get to the point a little bit quicker. The part with the bed, with the feet on the bed and stuff, that's fine. Leave that in. I feel like you should leave that in. But the part with him getting up the stairs and all that, yeah, I think you can cut that. The part with him sleeping, maybe, I don't know, think of something. Think of some areas that you can cut off that you don't need to tell your story. The part with the bed, you can keep it. It keeps the tension there. It keeps some curiosity there, so you can keep that part. The ending, give us some more juice. Give us some more meat in there. That's what I'm gonna say about this film. Technicalities, cinematography, sound design, I think everything, sound design, cinematography, it's cool. It was fine. There was nothing throwing me off. Music too as well. Nothing really throwing me off. It's just the story. The story was lacking, and that cost it in terms of the theme and like the tone of the film. It cost it there. So yeah. .1080p. Let's just see what you got going on. 25 frames per second. I guess that's the standard there. 25, I'm guessing. All right, let's hop in. What? What? How the hell did this person get there? Okay, this was not really horrific. It was just confusing. How the hell did this person get there? Tied up to the fan and dead. Throughout the whole film, we didn't see any other signs of life of another person. All of a sudden, someone is... What? It's not even like it's a monster or something. It's actual person that's just randomly there. What? All right, it was good. It was getting there until to this point, man. But all right. How? I don't get why there's a person just randomly there. But okay. Let's do this. Let's leave a like. It was good just up to that point. I'm not going to take away the like just because of that. Come on. A man constantly tries to switch on his fan that unexplainably keeps turning off. Yeah, we still don't have any idea why it keeps turning off. That is still not explained, and now you've just added another element that is unexplained, which is this person that's just hanging there. Oh, okay. So here's what I'm gonna say about this film. First, a huge tip. This is a huge tip to you, all right? Or to anybody out there that's watching. Here, if your scene is in a night scene and your camera does not really do well at night, here's a very good trick here that you can do. Shoot it in the day. Alright, don't shoot it when the sun is like really bright and out. Shoot it like during like dusk or dawn when the lighting is a little bit softer, right? Shoot it when the lighting is softer, not when the sun is like right at the top, you know, and it's blazing and it's harsh. Shoot your film at dusk or dawn, not in the nighttime. Don't shoot just because your scene takes place at night doesn't mean you should shoot it at night. Shoot it at dusk. And here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take that footage and you're gonna drop down all the levels in post-production and do a day for night scene or transition or stuff. You're gonna do it for day for night. Bring down those highlights, bring down the midtones, bring down the shadows, but you're still going to have that feeling of nighttime. Yo, what the hell? Okay, I turned off my notifications, yo. All right, you're still gonna have that feeling because you've brought everything down, but now you have rich details going on in your scene because the camera is able to capture all that light still because you shot it at dusk or dawn, depending, or when there was a little more light than at nighttime where there's literally no lights. So if you're in that situation where you have a very bad camera that doesn't do well at night and you don't really have as much lights in your arsenal, shoot it in the daytime, and then in post-production bring down all those levels, bring it down, bring everything down, and match it for a day to night scene, and you would have a much cleaner image than this. So with that being said, though, the film was good. It's just the ending part is very, very unexplainable and very confusing. I don't get it. You see exactly what I'm saying. You're raising more questions rather than answering the question that you've already presented. You're raising more questions. The fan stopped because someone committed suicide by hanging from the ceiling. That does... How would we have known that when you didn't show any signs of life throughout the whole film, that there was another person in that establishment? And how the hell does someone just walk up in the middle of the night to someone else's other room and just hang themselves? That still kind of does not explain why the fan was stopping earlier too as well. So that is really not answering the question. That's not answering the question. Anyways, thanks for watching. Great films, actually not great films, but man, we really hit one of the jackpots today on one of the films. It was so good. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys in the next one.